Is there a second?
Object.
Well, I mean, if there's no second, then it will not be. Is that a second?
Yeah, I second.
Okay, it's been moved by Senator Nino, seconded by Senator Fernandez to strike 7A from the agenda. Is there there you go, there's an objection. Would you like to defend your objection, please?
I feel like this is a student issue, especially since these jobs would go to students. So I feel like it is a student issue where the student Senate should focus on it.
Okay, thank you. Well, I already took this objection and everything too. So with that, it's going to go through a roll call vote. So the motion before you is to strike 7A from the agenda, and we shall take it to a roll call vote. Aye, if you want to strike 7.
Can I rebuttal, I guess, to
that? Well, I'll just take it more into a vote. So, unless there's a motion for discussion. Yeah.
Okay, I move to open discussion for 2 minutes.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Senator Nino, seconded by Senator Beltran to have discussion for 2 minutes. If there are no objections, we shall have discussion for 2 minutes. Okay, seeing none, we shall have discussion for 2 minutes. And is there a point of discussion at this time? Senator Yarzahold and Senator Nino.
I think it is an issue of student concern because of the possible violation of the student equity plan. So that directly jeopardizes the credibility of the institution and therefore the credibility of the student.
Thank you, sir. Senator Yarzahold, your point is well taken. Senator Nino, sorry, I apologize. I believe since you made the motion, you would actually have to have discussion.
The student affairs assistance technicians, the funding for that is not coming out of student activities funding. We are part of ASCC. And so, I mean, it's a separate issue. We're not questioning their jobs, of how they're doing in their jobs, but you guys are questioning the process in which they were hired, which does not fall under our jurisdiction.
Thank you, Senator Nino. Your point is well taken. I saw Mr. Flores and Senator Avila.
Just to address the comment of not being a student issue, I just want to go back to last semester when Senate discussed talking about Dr. Lacey and taking a stance on her. Technically, you can make the argument that that was not a student issue because it was falls in the same jurisdiction, but this is to the student matter because it is involving students, and it's involving 2 particular students who represent the entire student body population. And we're talking about transparency as well, so I think this is a student issue, and I think it should be talked about in the agenda as well.
Thank you, Mr. Flores. Your point is well taken. Senator Villalobos.
Nowhere in here it talks about the budget, so the point that you made about it being about money, it's not a, it just doesn't make sense. It's irrelevant. And 2, I don't know what 500 students you're representing, but students that have come up to me have shown concern about this issue, and that's why I believe that it's still it should still be part of our agenda, and it still pertains to Student Senate as we represent all student body here.
Okay. And with that, time has expired. Unless there is a motion on the floor to extend discussion, we shall move back to the previous question. Senator,
Motion to extend the discussion for the
is there a second?
Okay, agree.
Well, is there a second at this time?
Can I repeat that? Or
Okay. So is the motion on the floor is to extend discussion for 2 minutes. Is there a second? Okay, seeing that there is no second, there is is that a second? Okay, it's been moved by Senator Ubu, seconded by Senator Venegas to have this extend discussion for 2 more minutes. If there are no objections, we shall extend discussion for 2 minutes. Is there an objection?
My objection is because we already have this item as an agenda and there's a discussion, so if there's more we want to put in there, we can do it during discussion instead of taking this time doing it now. So if there are discussions, we can just vote the way we want and then have discussion during that agenda item.
And with that, seeing that there is an objection, it's either, unless Senator Ubu would rescind her motion, then we shall actually take this to a vote as well, too. Okay. So, seeing that she has rescinded her motion, right now the motion before you is to strike item 7A, which is the student affairs assistant agenda item off the agenda. So I means I want. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I is to whether or not you want to strike 7A. Nay, if you don't want to strike 7A, and abstain, of course, if you're either or in the matter. So, Senator Vidal. Yes.
All we're going to do is discuss.
No, it's just to discuss the subject.
It's a discussion item, so there's nothing that what's the point of the discussion?
It was just, I believe from what was discussed before, it was just to have further discussion on the item.
Further discussion about?
More, I believe it's just going to open for more questions about in regards to the position.
And what's the point of that?
Point of order.
That would be all CA.
It'll be on the,
Yeah, noted, thank you.
So what's the point of having this?
I'm sorry, so since it was regarded as a point of order, just to clarify for everybody, it's just further discussion on the item in regards to what was already previously discussed last meeting. And I think we also have more new people that came in, so.
Point of clarification, I is for strike.
I is to strike.
Okay.
I is to strike it, nay is to keep it on the agenda, and abstain is whether you're, if you're just either or in the matter. Yeah, if you're just maybe on the matter. Hold on, can I get a form check real quick? Sir, who are the new people that came in? I just need to know. 25? Who are the new people that came in?
2 senators.
Oh, Vidal and Arcia. Okay, thank you, sorry. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so that is the, Senator Vidal?
You didn't answer my question. What was the point of the
Thank you.
Says
So,
on the agenda.
To be
yeah, so
informed?
the,
To be informed?
hold on. So you're asking
Of
for
what's the point of the discussion?
the point of the agenda item itself?
Actually, point of order, this item does not go by vote, it goes by the chair decides according to this, correct?
Yeah.
Point of order, must it be seconded? No. Is the motion debatable? No. Is the motion amendable? No. What vote? No vote required, chair decides.
Thank you. And it's,
I'm sorry, what was quorum?
quorum was 26. Hold on. Raise your hand if you were here after 2 o'clock. Thank you. Raise your hand. Thank you. I didn't think. No, Mr. Flores, you're fine. Just 10 hands. Just 10 hands. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. But
From last meeting?
no, from today. I just needed another quorum check. It's not 26.
25.
Yes,
I'm like,
it's
25.
26. 26, no, 24, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 guys, 25. Okay. The point of this item, seeing that people wish to further inquire more about what the position is and maybe if they had any further discussions, that's the point of this agenda, why it's back again.
Just to talk about it?
Just to talk about it even more, yes. Does that clarify your? Is this another point of inquiry? Okay, we'll just
I'll
take
wait
it
till
to.
after.
Thank you. So again, the motion before you is to strike 7A from the agenda. Again, I is to strike it from the agenda. Nay is to not strike it from the agenda and keep it there. Abstention if you're either or on the matter. Senator Aponte?
Nay.
Nay. Senator Arana?
Aye.
Senator Arcia?
I.
Senator Beltran?
Nay.
Nay. Senator Blanchard is not here. Senator Castillo is also not here. Senator Diaz?
Nay.
Nay. Senator Fernandez?
Aye.
Senator Fierro?
Nay.
Senator Florendo? Oh, that's right. Senator Guzman?
Nay.
Senator McIver?
No.
Senator Jimenez? Oh, wait, sorry. Why are you still on my list? Senator Katani?
Wait, it's I to strike off, right?
It's I whether or not you don't, I if you don't want it in the agenda, nay if you want to keep it in the agenda.
I.
Aye. Senator Lee?
I.
Senator Nino?
Aye.
Senator Oliveira?
Nay.
Senator Oyarzabal?
Nay.
Senator Sanchez?
Nay.
Senator Athena?
Nay.
Senator Ubu?
I.
Senator Venegas?
Nay.
Thank you. Senator Vidal?
I.
Senator Villalobos?
Nay.
Senator Vu?
Aye.
Senator Guam? Is not here. Senator Zepeda?
I.
Okay. 10 ayes, 12 nays, and 0 abstentions. And with that, did I not call you?
Nay.
Nay. Okay. 10 ayes, 13, and that's still missing
Yeah.
stuff. Lucero and Gurley. Okay. Senator Lucero?
Nay.
Nay. And then Senator Gurley? Nay. So, Blanchard's also here too? Oh, Senator Blanchard?
Yeah.
Yeah, could somebody find her a chair? Thank you. Senator Blanchard, your vote would be?
Thank you. For what?
Yeah, so this would be a abstention. Okay. So, it would be 10 ayes, 15 nays, and 1 abstention, and with that, motion does not pass, and the agenda item will be kept on the agenda. Are there any other motions at this time? Senator Sanchez?
I move to limit public forum a minute per speaker.
Public forum will already be limited to. Okay. Are there any other motions at this time? Senator Nino?
Yes. I move to have the delegate report after the approval of agenda. I do have to go.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Senator Nino, seconded by Senator Zepeda to move the delegate report after the approval of the agenda. If there are no objections, we shall have the delegate report after the approval of the agenda. Okay, seeing none, the delegate report will be after the agenda. Are there any other motions at this time? Okay, if there are no more objections, we shall approve the agenda with amendments. Okay, seeing none, the agenda is approved with amendments. Moving on to our delegate report, Senator Nino, do you have a report for us today?
Yes, on February 20th, that's a Friday, next Friday, we're going to be having our legislation retreat for Region 8. We're going to be having it here. Room hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's either going to be in the teleconference center or one of the smart classrooms in the business. Yeah, one of the smart classrooms. I'll let you guys know once I get that confirmed. The retreat is going to be very beneficial for talking to legislators, especially since we're going to be going to March in March, Sacramento, and on March 2nd. So very beneficial for us, and it's open to everybody. There's going to be food provided, lunch provided. And another thing I'd like to report on, there are workshops available by Career Services, and I have a lot of flyers that I'll leave at the end of the desk right there before I leave. So, depression workshop, anger management, stress and relaxation, resume basics, choosing a major, lots of different things that you guys will find useful. I encourage you to take advantage of them, and I'll be leaving these there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Senator Nino. Okay, we now move on to item number 6, public forum. Before we head on to our public forum, Senator Aponte, can you please explain to the public and also to our senators how we're going to keep time and as far as the special meeting?
So we're trying to limit 2 minutes per speaker so we can move things along. I'll give you a 30-second mark. I'll give you this sign that means 30 seconds, and once time is up, I'll put it fist up. That way you know you wrap up your thoughts. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Aponte. And what he pretty much not added to what forgot to mention is that if you are in public forum and you are being addressed as a group, like how I have a group right here for public forum, you will be compiled together and you only have 5 minutes for your discussion. Okay, or what you have to move on. Thank you, Senator Nina. Granted, and with that, quorum has been reestablished at 25. Is there anything? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Okay, with that, quorum has been reestablished at 25. Moving on to public forum, I currently have Rob Flores from Shared Governance. He will be addressing a committee update. 2 minutes.
Okay, so last week, as I mentioned, there was a possibility, there was some talks about a possible winter session. So as I had my SLO committee meeting yesterday, I wanted to ask, would SLOs be affected if that happened, winter session? I was told that no, there would be nothing affected. Frank Mixon runs that committee, and he's considered the SLO coordinator. And one of the things that he's talked about is that eventually kind of relieving some of his duties by training someone for an entire year to be the next SLO coordinator. In addition to that, there's a really great opportunity. It's going to help us all. We've been talking about enrollment management, about how basically students will have the opportunity to look at their classes. You know how when we pick our classes, we see the enrollment shopping cart, but we'll be able to see the semesters in the academic year. So we'll go ahead and start filling up our shopping cart ahead of time, and all the deans are on board with this. They'll be able to take a look at, our progress. Are we doing well? And chances are, if we're doing longer classes, we'll get a guaranteed spot in the classes that we're going to pick in our shopping cart. In addition to that, we did have a member of our committee mention that there's a talk about a possible bill of colleges asking other agencies to accredit them. And also, as I mentioned before, SLOs, they'll be measured eventually. It's going to get more advanced, be able to look at demographics, and that could help for grants as well. Like business administration, they have a grant. So it's going to get pretty great. Lots of great things in the works right now.
We also have Shirley, Louise, and Cassandra from the Architecture and Environmental Club. The topic to be discussed is the patio garden. And you have 5 minutes.
Alright, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shirley, and I'm the secretary of the Environmental Club. I'm here on behalf of, with the Architecture Club and Technology Club, and our mission is to build a shaded patio with a garden that will consist of native plants and produce. And here's Louis.
Hello, my name is Louis Hernandez. I'm president of the Architecture and Technology Club. What we're trying to push for a shaded patio. Alongside the shaded patio, what we're also trying to provide is a garden. The purpose of it, she'll get more on the benefits, Cassandra, but the purpose of it is to kind of give a place where we as students can go and hang out and have a good time, do it in an educational way where we'll have placards of what the material is made out of, which will be a sustainable material. It's not going to be made out of wood, it's going to be made out of Trex. Trex is 95% recycled material. It comes from trash bags, grocery bags, bread bags, ice bags, wood pellet bags, as well as sawdust left over from lumberyard, which usually just goes into the landfills. And alongside the garden, we'll also want to put like little placards of the type of vegetation. You use a lot of California native plants that are very minimal on water. And with that said, I'll turn it over to Cassandra to hit more on some of the benefits.
Okay, so first of all, it does provide an additional shaded area for students to eat and study. It's environmentally friendly. It's a student contribution to the campus. Get student experience in their field. 5, it's a collaboration with clubs and possibly student government. And 6, it's a learning opportunity for everyone. Lastly, it does promote the goal of sustainability on campus.
Thank you. Next, we have Robert Rooney from the Go Green. Topic to be addressed would be the hydration stations and the student design garden. 2 minutes.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm here in support of their garden. Most other campuses have a spot where students can sit and relax that's secluded from the rest of the campus. In addition to that, I'm also in support of the hydration stations. I think that those are necessary for our campus to continue promoting our goal of sustainability. Thank you very much.
And those are all the public forum sheets that I have. And with that, we're going to move on to item number 7, immediate business. Starting with item 7B, is there one from the public that wants to speak? We're going to be moving on to a business at this time, sorry. Thank you. Moving on to item 7B, SB 14056, PEP ban mobile unit, action item for 5 minutes. Senator Catani and Senator Fernandez. Senator Villalobos.
I move to allot more time for public forum as there's concerned students that want to voice their opinion.
Okay, is there a second? Okay. So if it's been moved by Senator Yarzabal, seconded by Senator Fierro to allot more time for public forum. If there are no objections, we shall return back to public forum. Okay, seeing none, moving back into public forum, is there anybody else in the public that would like to speak at this time? Thank you. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
All right, so I've been covering these meetings for quite a while, and I'm a little concerned about how there's a lot of language being thrown around, like, for the students. But in reality, I see a lot of exclusiveness. Like how do you know these students know you're being represented like by you guys, as senators? I see all the same senators at the same events, and I never see any other students, and that worries me because you guys don't know the power you guys have as senators, and I feel like sometimes you guys don't inform yourselves on the issues, and you vote either uninformed or you abstain, and you refuse to, educate yourselves on the issues, and that leaves students on the outside that don't even know of these issues, or even Senate for that matter. They leave them out, behind. So, it's I see this a lot in the board of trustees meeting too. The adults who are supposed to emulate in government, they're petty. really. There's a lot of animosity and a lot of like personal, I guess, agendas. You know, someone doesn't like the other person or whatever, and I feel like that affects the Senate and its decisions. So I think it's something that you guys should work on, because I've seen this a lot. I've been covering these meetings and just attending these meetings in general for quite a while now, and I feel like, you know, there's no connection between the Senate and the students at large, where you claim to represent all the time. You know, a lot of you guys hide behind, we're for the students, but I don't see, you know, any real for the students. You know, but how many people know you guys are senators? Of the 75 people that you got signatures from to vote into senators, how many of those people weren't your friends? So I think that's something you should keep in mind. And just finally, just keep it short. Educate yourselves on the issues instead of just not knowing and then, you know, just voting or abstaining. Thank you.
Is there anybody else from the public that would like to speak at this time? Okay. Seeing none, we now move on to item 7, immediate business, with 7B, SB 14056, PEP Band Mobile Unit, action item for 5 minutes. The Senate shall consider funding the PEP Band Mobile Unit. I currently have the legislation set forth over here. I believe this was already sent to everybody weeks ago, so I'm just going to read it out loud. SB 14056, PEP Band Mobile Unit, whereas the PEP Band Mobile Unit will enhance school spirit and pride while encouraging more students to attend school events. Whereas they are requesting for new equipment that allows them to mobilize the band and present them in a professional manner, and allow them to attend more events in order to heighten the camaraderie of students. And whereas these funds will cover band gear for multiple upcoming semesters, and therefore resolve that the Senate fund the PEP Band Mobile Unit for a total of $5,215 from Special Projects Account number 600-0315. Is there a motion at this time? Senator Sanchez?
I move to open discussion for 3 minutes.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Senator Sanchez, seconded by Senator Athena to open up discussion for 3 minutes. If there are no objections, we shall open up discussion for 3 minutes. Seeing none, we'll open up discussion for 3 minutes. Is there any point of discussion at this time? Senator Sanchez and Senator Yarzabal.
So going back to when we first had this, I keep trying to pull up the budget, but my phone's slow. My concern is that a lot of when it was presented, a lot of these items that were wanting to be purchased were said to that we're going to break in the future. My concern is that I would rather have us spend more money on something that will last a lot longer than something that might break in the future. Also, there was one concern that I had from a student was that there was jackets involved in this budget, and then they weren't really that happy about us purchasing jackets for the PEP band. So that's just a concern I had from a student. So as a senator, I feel like we should amend the legislation to take out the jacket and hopefully get better gear. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Sanchez. Your point is well taken. Senator Yarzabal?
I guess my concern would be about the allocation of money in terms of coming from ASCC, where I feel that there are other sources where we can get this money from that doesn't directly take away from student activities. For example, student equity is a good way where we can get this money from because it's designated for certain programs. I don't think we should fund this from our special projects because there are other funds in which we can make official stance of the ASCC representing the music department to get the money from, say, the student equity plan or from the general fund. I don't think we should spend money on that we can officially have a stance for to get money from another funding.
Thank you, Senator Yarzabal. Your point is well taken. Are there any other point of discussion at this time? Senator Villalobos?
I just wanted to point out the noise level. When the presentation was made, it was, it's correct that, well, for myself personally, that there's a sense, you get a sense of school pride when you hear that snare. But my only concern is that at what time is this noise going to be going on where other students are in class? So I just hope that if this happens, that that organize this take into consideration all students in all classes at all times.
Thank you, sir. Senator Villalobos, your point is well taken. Are there any other point of discussion at this time? No?
Am I allowed to speak?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Can I just address two of these issues. I can't address where the funding comes from, that's why I'm here. I can address the equipment. It's very much like saying, we're gonna supply you with pencils, but when that pencil breaks, tough luck. The equipment breaking the heads, that's just a normal wear and tear. So just to address that part. The harnesses we're asking for, those will last forever if we take care of them. Forever meaning maybe a couple decades. That would be normal, like a car. If you buy a car, you can't say a car's gonna last forever, but it's gonna last a long time if you take care of it. Regarding the noise level, we're really careful about when we've already been out 3 times this semester. I don't know how many you saw us. We've been out 3 times. And we haven't gotten any complaints, but we're really careful about where we go and what we do, and we're really careful about what we do with ACC. Like when you bring a DJ, even though they might have said play for an hour, we don't play for an hour because you hired a DJ, so we get out of the way so that you're successful. And that's the whole goal of the Drumline, is to allow you to do what you want to do, but bring school spirit. So that just addresses those two. I can't address the funding one, except to say, please fund it. That's all.
Are there more point of discussion this time, Senator Bouchon? Oh,
I'd like to,
go ahead.
Has he, did they ask for this money somewhere else, or is this the first department or first place where you've asked for the funding?
Dr. Davenport?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Is this the first place where you requested funds for this particular unit, or were there other avenues?
Yes, because we looked at it as sort of a special project or something that hasn't been done before at the school, ever. And so we're trying to get it off the ground. And since it's affecting the students more than any place else, we thought, well, we should go talk to ASCC. Since I went to a meeting with Cynthia Chavez where she said if you are looking to do any kind of special project where it involves the students, you should consider talking to ASCC. So I took her up on that.
Does that answer your question? Unfortunately, what time was expired unless there's a motion on the floor to extend time. Yeah, we will end discussion. Senator Beltran? 1 minute per speaker. Is there a second? So it's been moved by Senator Beltran, seconded by Senator Oyarzabal to have a discussion for 1 minute per speaker. If there are no objections, we shall have discussion 1 minute per speaker. Okay, seeing none, is there another point of discussion at this time? Senator Beltran?
I just want to ask if anybody, maybe a student activities coordinator, somebody knows if maybe the arts department or some music department or something that does have funding for this, and then because to my understanding, the special projects for our fund is dwindling, so we can use it for something else. And I would like to request a budget report or like a report on finances to know how much we actually have.
Would anybody from student activities know if there are other avenues where they could possibly request for funding?
I'm sure there are other avenues, but the ASCC budget is particularly for reasons like this, for co-curricular, extracurricular activities. That's why the Senate has the $50,000 pot to allocate for such activities. And in fact, you have legislation today to increase that allocation from your reserve to that pot in special projects. I think the last update we provided you was around $35,000 in the special projects account. And I don't think there's any legislation that has reduced that amount since we last provided that update. So potentially is that 35 plus the 50,000 that you are requesting to move from the reserves into special projects at this meeting.
Just answer your question. Okay, thank you. Is there any other point of discussion at this time, Senator Sanchez and Senator Ron?
My question is, are the students who are in the pep band, are those the students? I know in there's some classes you have to be in order to be in like pep band or choir or any of that stuff. So are the students in pep band enrolled in courses? And if so, why wouldn't the school provide this equipment if those students are enrolled in those classes?
Dr. Bencourt?
Sure. Those students are enrolled. They all have to be enrolled because it's a class. And then, thinking about the budget allocation. So there is this huge, budget allocation that happens all across campus. And we have to put in unit plans and program reviews and all kinds of stuff as faculty divisions and all the way up the line. That pretty much gets set at the beginning. Like right now, we're planning for next year. They're going to figure that out. There's nothing I can ask for this year from anywhere, any special funds through the college. Like for instance, if I go to the VP's office or if I go to the budget and planning committee, there's no way because they're planning for next year. So that money is closed off to us. They've already have it allocated, which is why we're going here because we understand you have special projects money. So we're trying to do it that way. Does that answer your question?
And then Senator Arana?
It was similar to what Senator Sanchez said, but also like if we do pass this, will the students in that class involved be getting points for like participation, etc. down in the syllabus if this were to be passed to like push them to actually go out there and play and be of use. Because my concern is like, what if the pep band mobile isn't to use to its full potential? Just used once every month, once every 3 months. You know?
Dr. Benninger?
Yeah, I can answer that. So yeah, they have a syllabus. They're graded actually, and I can show you if you want me to come next week. I guess I can show you the syllabus. It's a 6-page syllabus for them. It breaks down everything they need to do. They already actually have stuff for this semester, even though we haven't been funded. We're just going for it because I don't believe in letting policy dictate what schools student success should be. I think it's students that dictate that. The students wanted it, so we're making it happen, even though we don't have the money right now, which is why we've been out 3 times. We have, I think, 5 more planned for this semester. It's the first time out, so we can't just like take everything that comes up because we don't know what's going to happen. For instance, as soon as our drum heads start to break, we can't play anymore. Okay, and even though they're inexpensive to repair, if we don't have them, we can't play it. So it's all lined up in the syllabus, and if I need to share that with you, I'm happy to share it with you. I'm not sure if that's something that should be discussed in ACC, faculty syllabus, but I can tell you that it's outlined there and that they're all registered. And we've got a bunch of dates for this spring that we set up.
Are there any other point of discussion at this time? Senator Guzman and Senator Lee.
So, has there been already like expenditures and like I just wonder because I heard the jackets. There's already money.
In regards to the pep band mobile unit, no. This is why they're exactly they're requesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Senator Lee.
So I see that there's a $2,000 allocated for jackets only. Are these jackets like the students borrow it every semester, or how would it work? Are they buying it, or?
Dr. Benninger?
Okay, yeah, no, it's kind of like the cheer squad or the football team. Like they don't regurgitate their equipment, I don't think. I don't know, I might be wrong. It's the same sort of thing, but what we're allocating for is about 3 years worth of jackets. So that we're thinking longevity, and in those 3 years we have time to figure out how to institutionalize the funding so we can make it last beyond the initial inertia. So.
Are there any other discussions? So Senator Athena and Senator Venegas. Forgot your last name for a second.
My issue with the jackets is that they're $40 per person, and being somebody who was in sports at a time, having that jacket was sort of like a souvenir for all the hard work that you've had, and you're able to wear that proudly. So I believe taking that out of the budget would be a good idea. And also, if we do allocate this money, are they going to be working more closely with student government in planning events with us as well?
So Dr. Benninger will, the pep band will be working with the student activity.
Yeah, we've been working with your ACC president. I mean, that's how we figured out all the dates, so we're going to the forum. So the plan is, of course, to be more involved. And regarding the jackets, yeah, definitely a point of pride. I know there's another perspective. Those guys would be proud to wear a Cerritos jacket. They would love to do it. So it's part of the school spirit for them.
Does that answer your question, Senator Venegas? Senator Venegas?
I motion to move the previous question.
There actually is no previous question to be called. So you may, a suggestion would be to end discussion and then call the motion.
End discussion.
Yes, thank you. So the motion before you is to end discussion. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Senator Venegas, seconded by Senator Villalobos to end discussion. If there are no objections, we shall now end discussion. Okay, seeing none, discussion is now ended. Is there a current motion on the floor? Senator Zepeda?
I move to approve.
Is there a second?
May I amend the motion?
Yes.
Can we approve with not allocating the $2,000 for the jackets?
Is that a second? Okay. So the motion before you is to approve the legislation SB 14056 with the amendment that the total will now be amended so that it will not allocate for the $2,000 worth of jackets. It's been seconded, and if there are no objections, we shall approve SB 14056 with amendments.
How much was the total?
So the total that'll be 2,000, right? It was legitimately just 2,000?
Yes.
Okay. So with that, it's going to be a total of 3,215. Is that clear for everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So again, the motion before you is to approve SB 14056 with the amendment to take out the $2,000 allocation worth of jackets, which brings the total down to 3,215. If there are no objections, we shall approve SB 14056 with amendments. Okay. Seeing none, SB 14056 is now approved with amendments. Okay. Yes.
I'd like to move 7D right after 7B
right now so that we can actually have money in our account?
There is still actually current money in our account
Well,
right now.
more money
Yeah.
in our account.
Okay, so is there a second? Okay, so the motion before you is to have JL, item 7D, JL 14-003, special projects account to be after 7B. If there are no objections, we shall move 7D from after 7B. Okay, seeing none, we now move on to 7D, JL 14-003. Special projects account action item for 5 minutes. The Senate shall consider replenishing the special projects account from the reserves. I don't believe I sent this to everybody, did I? Did? Okay, awesome. There's a couple of legislations that weren't sent. There was a little bit of miscommunication as far as the legislation process goes, but a lot of the senators did work hard over the weekend writing all of these agendas, all these legislations, and they did a really fantastic job. JL 14-003, the special projects account allocation. Whereas the special projects account allows organizations and campus community to request funding toward their various events and other itineraries, and whereas replenishing the special projects account shall further resume Senate's ability to fund various funding requests, and resolve that the ASCC replenish a total of $50,000 to special projects account 600-0315 from the ASCC undistributed reserves account 400-05003. Just to give a clarification for everybody before there's any motions that set forward, this already went into cabinet because that is the process for joint legislation. It needs to be approved both by cabinet and by Senate. And it must be a 2/3 vote. It must be a 2/3 vote. It was approved already in cabinet by 2/3, and so it will now be into Senate for the consideration of approving. So, are there any motions on the floor at this time, Senator Sanchez?
I move to open discussion for 5 minutes.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Senator Sanchez, seconded by Senator Gurley to have discussion for 5 minutes. If there are no objections, we shall have discussion for 5 minutes. Okay, seeing none, discussion is now for 5 minutes. Senator Sanchez?
One thing I want to tell the senators is that, yeah, we do have all this money in our special projects, but one thing is that if we get this money from our special project, from reserves and move it to special projects, it's pretty much like we're going into our safety net and taking money out of our safety net and putting it into special projects. And one thing is, yeah, we do need more money in our special projects, but if we do that, it's just going to give us more reason to keep spending. And with us having the 35,000, well, now a little bit less, it makes us think about what we should fund and what we shouldn't fund. Because if we move $50,000 back in there, we're going to have more money, and we're going to feel like we have more money, let's spend some more like we did this year. So I encourage you guys to think about whether or not we should do this, and if we do it, let it be the last time we do it, because if we go back and we get another $50,000, we're pretty much taking money away from the future students, because if there is something that happens and we lose all our income, our reserves is where the Senate would have to go to get money for student government in the future. So I encourage you guys not to pass this, because we're pretty much taking away money from future student government leaders.
Thank you, Senator Sanchez. Your point is well taken. Senator Fernandez and Senator Gonzalez.
Will we be able to amend the legislation to a lower amount?
Yes, that is.
Or would that have to go back into cabinet?
Yeah, if there is an amendment to that, it would have to go back in cabinet. Okay, Senator Gonzalez.
I just wanted to make a comment that yes, we're taking money from the safety net, and it's also it's wise for us to the best thing for Senate to do is to spend it to use this money wisely. But at the same time, let's also consider that this money is for students. It's for the clubs. It goes back to us. So it's our safety net, and maybe we can think about the future, but we can also think about the present.
Thank you, Senator Gonzalez. Your point is well taken. Senator Vidal, and I believe Senator Casani, Senator Vidal, then Senator Beltran. Senator Casani.
How much money are we gonna have in the reserve if we pass 2,000?
Approximately right now, before we take out, if ever we take out the $50,000, there is approximately $1 million in the reserves.
After taking it out, right?
After taking it out, I think it would still be around $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Senator Catani?
Yeah.
I can't even see
it's
you.
a lot.
Okay. Senator Vidal, then Senator Beltran, then Senator Assi.
Are the reserves ever replenished, or that's the amount that's set?
That would be the one that would be set. If I'm not mistaken, that would. Yeah, it will not be replenished.
It will not be replenished.
Okay. Then Senator Beltran. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just want to remind everybody that the
contract with Hawaii was signed last week or 2 weeks ago, and we are getting more money now. It's an increase in our commission, which is coming to ACC. So we are taking from our reserves, but we're also going to be getting more money. So.
Thank you, Senator Bochano. Your point is well taken. Senator Garcia and Senator Villalobos.
Now, is it in that
Oh, no,
contract?
Senator
Sorry.
Garcia first. Thank you.
Have we ever tapped into the reserves in the past, or?
I believe there is some legislation right now that is actually earmarked to be taken out of the reserves. There's some that were there, the Constitution Task Force is still looking into right now that some of those reserves will, some of those money from the reserves will be taken.
And point of person.
Granted. And with that, quorum is now established at 24. I'll go to Senator Villalobos first, and you can go back to your discussion. Senator Villalobos?
For that contract that was approved, it says that the money's going to ASCC. Now, is it going to ASCC as in students, or is it going to, like, who is in charge of that money? Are we as students in charge of that money, or is it ASCC advisors or administration?
In regards to the special project?
No, in regards to what Senator Beltran spoke about, the money coming in from the bookstore contract.
I believe, I'm not sure on that matter, but it has nothing to do with our discussion at this time, actually. Yeah. So that could be another discussion at this time, so, sorry. Senator Sanchez?
Just going back to the bookstore contract, yeah, we did get a new contract and it does say that we are getting money coming into the ACC, into AACC. But the thing is, in the future, we probably won't have that contract again. And in the future student government leaders might want to get rid of our $10 fee that the students have. So that'll be another like 500,000 we'll lose a year. So this is money, like that's what I was saying, there's a safety net where we shouldn't be taking out so much. Like it's $50,000, that's great we should do it because it's just $50,000. But I'm just encouraging the Senate that to be wise once we have this because we don't want to go back in there because it's money for the future. And then on top of it, what Senator Garcia said was, yes, when myself and Vice President Kiguel, when we first started Senate, we went over the budget and special projects and we did go into reserves. And one thing that we did, because we were new, we kept going into reserves and kept going into reserves because we went over it. So that's one thing I want to tell you guys from experience is that just be wise with it because we don't want to keep going and going and going into our reserves.
Thank you, Senator Sanchez. Your point is well taken. And with that, discussion is now ended unless there's a motion on the floor for discussion. On discussion, Senator Guzman.
Motion not to approve.
Is there any more? Hold on, sorry, I'm losing my voice. So unless there, let me start first. Unless there's any other, unless there's a motion on the floor to end discussion, or there's no more any motions on the floor, then we can move on to making a motion. I know. We'll get to that actually. So, okay, there's no more. Okay, great. So now we'll go on with Senator Guzman's motion, and as you said,
Point of information, just for your reserves, going back into it again and
yeah.
again. will
Sorry,
not-
Dr. Contreras. Unfortunately, since we're moving on to a motion with a motion right now.
It's an important point to know, though, that would be a violation.
I understand.
Point of order.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that is noted. Thank you. I understand, but seeing that there was some more motion moving forward, there's actually zero. So it's been moved by Senator Guzman to not approve. Is there a second at this time? Okay. It's been moved by Senator Guzman, seconded by Senator Sanchez to not approve JL 14003. If there are no objections, we shall not approve JL 14003. Is that an objection? Would you like to defend your objection?
There are a lot of groups that are asking for money, and I think that the groups would actually be beneficial to be funded from the special projects account. So replenishing it would be wise because if we do let our account go to zero, as Daniel Gomez had said, there's no way to replenish it after.
No, that is actually for the special project. Thank you. So just to clarify what she has said is that if ever the special project account hits zero, there is no way to replenish it again from reserves or any other avenue from any type of business. Seeing that there is an objection, we shall actually take this into a roll call vote. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay. So the motion before you is to not approve JL 14003. Losing my voice. If you say aye, you will. That means that you do not want this legislation to be approved. Nay, if Yeah, nay if you want this agenda to be, the legislation to be approved, and then there's also an abstention.
Nay would be not to pass the motion, and then we'll have to have another motion to approve.
Yes, and there would have to be another motion to be approved. Senator Isabel?
I move to amend the motion to approve.
To approve.
Yeah, that way we don't have to go back and approve if it's declined.
Seeing that, sorry, hold on.
It's already on the table.
Since it was already.
You can get it second, but it's already on the table.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, just to clarify for everybody, unless there's any more further clarification.
Can I take away my motion, the previous motion?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Yes, okay. So, yes, you may. Is there a motion that's this?
The motion is seconded and it's being voted on.
So it's actually already on the table?
It's on the table.
So you can't be rescinded even if it's seconded?
It's been seconded.
Okay. So seeing that it's already been seconded, it's already on the table, that's more point of clarification. I is to not approve it, since the motion is to not approve it. I is to not approve it. Nay is to not follow that motion. And then there's also an abstention, okay? Just to make it clear for everybody, how about if you just say not approve, not approve, and then approve, then we'll go with that kind of idea. And with the idea is, with the idea is if yeah, just say approve or not approve. And if yeah, for the motion, yeah. Just so instead of ayes and nays, just say approve or not approve. Okay?
So approve means you want to transfer it, not approve means you don't want to.
Point of order.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Charles, the motion is table is to not approve.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So in the
I would need not to approve. Okay, and then they would be not approve. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what I'm just gonna do. Not
So
approve.
you can
Approve.
amend the motion to state how that was taken. Everyone's vote is taken and recorded.
Yeah. It's gonna be recorded. Don't worry. So again, if you want it to not be approved, just say not approved. If you want it to be approved, just say approved. If ever it does become that the situation is that it's all nays and so people or more senators want it to be approved, then we'll have to go through another motion to have it approved. Is that clear for everybody?
Yes.
Just making sure. Okay. Senator Aponte?
Not approved.
Okay. Senator Arana?
Approved.
Okay. Senator Garcia?
Approved.
Senator Beltran?
I'm confused, I'm sorry.
Not approve is to make is whether or not if you want the legislation not
The
approved.
legislation, that's now we're voting
Yes,
on the
that's how we're
legislation.
voting on it.
Oh, okay. I'm voting on the legislation.
Just to make sure that it's clear for everybody. So like if you don't want this legislation approved, just say not approved. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay, hold on. Let me clarify for everybody. If you want the legislation approved, just say approved. If you don't want it approved, just say not approved. And I'll translate it back to how it's going to be counted right here. Does that make sense for everybody? Point of clarification. Seth?
Yeah. So approve it meaning approve for $50,000. Like yes, I want
Yes.
$50,000. Okay.
Does that make sense for everybody? Okay, and then in the circumstance that if there are more approves than not approves, then there has to be another motion to approve legislation. Okay, Dr. Johnson, is that a point of clarification?
May I offer?
Parliamentary, yes, something, yes.
Okay, so I just to try to be helpful, I really respect the fact that you're accepting the motion from the floor as it is stated, and I appreciate that. What happens is it gets confusing when that happens, so the usual routine would be to do one of two things if you oppose this. One would be that nobody makes a motion or a second on it, and it dies for lack of a motion. Okay? It doesn't get approved. The other thing, even if you oppose it, you can move and second it and vote no. So, but you would move to approve. You may have amendments, as you know, and then if you oppose it, you vote no. So you always know my no means I'm not approving this, my yes means I am approving. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Just for future reference, but with the current language that has been made for the motion, it's to not approve it. And so just to make it easier for everybody, hello, Senator Garcia. Just to make it easier for everybody, we're voting on the legislation whether or not you want to approve the legislation or not. So approve is to approve the legislation, not approve is to not approve the legislation, and your vote will be translated here accordingly, and I'll guide everybody through the process, okay? So start over. Senator Aponte?
Approve.
Approve. Senator Arana?
Approved.
Senator Garcia?
Approved.
Senator Beltran?
Approved.
Senator Blanchard?
Approved.
Senator Castillo? Not here. Senator Diaz? Senator Fernandez? Senator Fierro. Senator Florendo is not here. Senator Garcia. you shall actually abstain, seeing that you actually just came. Senator Gonzalez. Senator Gurley. Senator Guzman. Senator McIver. Abstain. Senator Katani. Senator Lee. Senator Lucero.
Abstain.
Abstain. Senator Nino is not here. Senator Oliveira. Senator Oyarzabal. Abstain. Senator Sanchez.
Not approved.
Senator Athena. Senator Sedano. Senator Serna is not here. Senator Ubu. Senator Venegas.
Approved.
Senator Vidal.
Approved.
Senator Villalobos.
Approved.
Senator Vu. Senator Vaughn is not here. Senator Zepeda.
Approved.
Okay. And granted, and with that quorum is 25? 24. And with that quorum is established. Granted. With that quorum is now 23. So with that, it is, just to translate it back to the motion, it's going to be 1 aye, 22 nays, and 4 abstentions. And with that, the motion to not approve this legislation does not pass. So with that, is there another motion on the floor? Senator
To approve the legislation.
Okay, it's been moved by Senator Yarzabal, seconded by Senator Athena to approve JL 14003. If there are no objections, we shall approve JL 14003. Is that an objection? Objection, sorry. Would you like to defend your objection, if you please?
Well, it's pretty much what I told you guys earlier. I don't feel like we should go into our reserves, so sorry guys.
Okay, and with that, we are actually going to go back into another roll call vote. Y'all like roll call votes.
Yes, to kill me afterwards.
Okay, so the motion before you is to approve JL 14003.
Just so it's clear for you, Charles, it's 2/3.
Yes, it is 2/3. Yes. So just to clarify for everybody, it needs to be a 2/3 of 23. Is that clear? Is that clear for everybody?
Yes.
Point of order, guys. Thank you. So the motion before you is to approve JL 14003. So 003. It's 003. Sorry, it's that's a mistake on my part on the agenda.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is approving the legislation now. Is that clear? Okay. Senator Aponte?
Approved.
Aye. Yeah. So just aye, nay, or abstentions this time. Yeah. Senator Arana?
Aye.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Beltran just left. Senator Blanchard? Abstain. Senator Diaz?
Aye.
Senator Fernandez?
Aye.
Senator Fierro?
Aye.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Aye. Senator Gonzalez?
Aye.
Senator Gurley?
Aye.
Senator Guzman?
Aye.
Thank you. Senator Senator Katani?
Aye.
Senator Lee?
Aye.
Senator Lucero?
Aye.
Senator Nino?
Aye.
Senator Oliveira? Just left. Right. Sorry. Senator Oyarzabal?
Aye.
Senator Sanchez?
Yeah.
Senator Athena?
Aye.
Senator Sedano?
Aye.
Senator Ubu?
Aye.
Senator Venegas?
Aye.
Senator Vidal?
Aye.
Senator Villalobos?
Aye.
Senator Vu?
Aye.
And Senator Zepeda.
Aye.
Granted, and with that, quorum is now reestablished at 23. Nina just came in, but he's also here. So, is this also part of resolution? Granted, with that, quorum is now reestablished at 22. 23 ayes, 1 nay, and 1 abstention, and with that, JL 14003 passes. Okay? Awesome. 23 more. Okay. All right, moving on to item 7C, SB 14062, hydration stations, action item 5 minutes. So Senate shall consider funding the hydration stations. Is there a motion at this time? Senator Katani?
Motion to open discussion. Move to open discussion for 5 minutes.
Is there a second? It's been moved by Senator Katani, seconded by Senator Sanchez to open up discussion for 5 minutes. If there are no objections, we shall have discussion for 5 minutes. Okay, seeing none, the discussion will have for 5 minutes, and we'll start with Senator Katani, then Senator Sanchez.
Well, my question was for Miles, because, I mean, unless you can answer.
We'll see, we'll try.
I actually wanted to see pictures of the hydration station, because last week when we saw it, it looks just like the water tap in Florida now.
Oh, unfortunately, we can't provide the picture for you at this time, but I've actually personally seen it, and it's basically following the same models as what different universities or different four-year universities utilize. So what it is that while it does look like the same geometric figure as it would a water fountain, the difference is what it offers. It's basically cleaner water and, of course, that refillable way to refill your water bottle.
And it's filtered water?
It is filtered water, yes.
I was expecting it to be the white thing where you just go put your bottle in.
I believe there's another model for that, and I've seen that as well, but I believe they're going with both the refilling station, and it's also pre-installed a water fountain as well.
It is.
Yeah. There you go, it is. It's been confirmed.
It is what?
That it's both a water fountain and a refilling station at the same time. Does that answer your question? Okay. Senator Sanchez?
So I have a question. How many are we getting?
We are getting 5.
Okay, and then another question.
We'll move on with everybody first, and then we'll go moving on with that. I saw Senator Diaz's hand, and Senator Gonzalez, Senator Guzman. We'll move down the list. Senator Diaz.
How does it have to maintain it? Kind of like filters, you have to
Say that again.
I don't know how it works, but filters that you can't use it for.
Replenishment?
Like how do they
For maintenance? Adrian, would you guys understand?
Senators, we are working with the facilities department on this project, so they haven't expressed any concerns about the maintenance issues, so I'm sure that the manager in that area is aware of what it's gonna take to maintain it, and I'm sure it's gonna be taken care of.
Does that answer your question, Senator Diaz? Okay. Senator Fernandez?
My concern is how many we're getting, and we don't know if it's gonna work out how we want it to. Like, what if they end up just like the water fountains with like all the how nasty they end up being? What if people don't treat them? What if people don't treat them how we want them to be treated in maintenance? I guess like they could clean them up, but they ultimately will end up, if people don't take care of them, like water fountains. And I just feel like we should start off with like 2 or 3 testers, see how they go, put them in like the main spots. I don't know where those are, but the main spots are where everybody goes. And then from there, that's one.
Concerns and questions. So to answer your question, it's already been answered a while ago by Senator Sanchez's question. We're installing 5. As far as maintenance goes, again, it's been questioned again that both facilities are working on making sure that those get continually maintained, those get continually filtered out. As far as the concern whether or not it's going to be as effective, that's going to be up to Go Green's going to be how well they market these hydrogen stations. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I saw a couple of hands before I go back to any other hands here. I saw Senator Oyarzabal as well. Hold on. Is there any more from this area? Okay. Because I have a couple, and then I got AJ. Okay. Cool. Senator Gonzalez.
Yes. So good afternoon, senators. So the locations, because I've been working with Miles with it. We have a map on the computer if we can pull it up. And also legislation is also will be pulled up too. So there's 5 locations. The ones that the Go Green Committee picked. It's in the health science building, the social science inside the library, the ID game room, and the PS2. So those are to answer like some of the questions and concerns. Also, President Miles was not able to attend today because he's in Washington D.C. So I have a letter from he sent me an email to he basically wrote a letter to Senate, and if I can read it, it says, "Dear Senate, it physically and mentally hurts me that I cannot be at this meeting."
Nay. Senator Gurley?
Aye.
Senator Guzman?
Aye.
Senator Katani?
Nay.
Senator Lee?
Nay.
Senator Lucero?
Aye.
Senator Nino?
Nay.
Senator Oliveira?
Nay.
Oh, there you are. I was like, where you are? Where are you at? Where you at? Senator Oyarzabal?
Nay.
Nay. Senator Sanchez?
Nay.
Senator Athena?
Aye.
Senator Sedano?
Nay.
Senator Ubu? Senator Venegas?
Aye.
Senator Vidal? Senator Villalobos?
Aye.
Senator Vu? Left. Senator Zepeda?
Nay.
Nay. Thank you. 12 ayes, 13 nays, and 0 abstentions, and with that, the amendment does not pass, and it will go back to the original legislation. Senator Lucero?
Point of personal privilege.
Granted, and with that, quorum is now really established at 22. with 22. Granted 21, most people need to leave at this time. Okay, is there a motion on the floor at this time? Senator Sanchez?
I move to amend the agenda, the legislation to 2 hydration stations.
Is there a second? It's been moved by Senator Sanchez, seconded by Senator Ubu to amend the legislation. Roll call vote. Y'all like voting today. So aye is to approve the amendment for 2, nay is to not approve the amendment for 2, and then abstentions. Senator Aponte?
Nay.
Senator Arana?
Nay.
Senator Garcia?
Nay.
Senator Blanchard?
Aye.
Senator Diaz? Senator Fernandez? Senator Fierro?
Nay.
Senator Garcia?
Nay.
Senator Gonzalez?
Nay.
Senator Gurley?
Aye.
Senator Guzman?
Aye.
Senator Katani?
Nay.
Senator Lee? Just left. Senator Lucero also just left. Senator Nino?
Nay.
Senator Oliveira?
Nay.
Senator Oyarzabal?
Nay.
Senator Sanchez?
Aye.
Senator Athena?
Nay.
Senator Sedano?
Nay.
Senator Ubu?
Aye.
Senator Venegas?
Aye.
Senator Vidal?
Nay.
Senator Villalobos?
Aye.
Senator Vu? Also left. Senator Zepeda?
So if I say nay, it's not to amend it, right?
Not to amend it, yeah. Come on. Scroll up. Okay. Alright. 7 ayes, 15 nays, and 1 abstention. With that, amendment does not pass, and we shall return back to the original suggested legislation. Is there a motion at this time? Senator Nino?
Yes, I move to approve.
Okay. Is there a second? It's been moved by Senator Nino, seconded by Senator Garcia to approve not JL. Where is that legislation? Hi, there you are. Is to approve SB 14062. Is there an objection to this? Would you like to defend your objection, if you please, Senator Guzman?
There is no plan. There's no complete plan to it, so yeah, that's my objection.
Guess what, guys?
Roll call.
Hi, guys. So the motion before you is to approve SB 14062.
Can I get a quorum count, please? Because I have a different number than you do.
It is 21. There's 23? Can I get let's do another quarter check.
12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23.
23? Okay, 23. Okay, 23. Okay, so quorum is just back to 23. Thank you. So again, we're going to go back to roll call vote. Again, the motion before you is to approve SB 14062. Aye if you wish to approve it, nay if you wish to not approve it, and then abstentions. Senator Aponte?
Aye.
Senator Arana?
Nay.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Blanchard? Senator Diaz?
Aye.
Senator Fernandez?
Aye.
Senator Fierro? Suspense. Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Gonzalez?
Aye.
Senator Gurley?
Aye.
Senator Guzman?
Nay.
Senator Katani?
Aye.
Senator Lee? Just left. Senator Nino?
Aye.
Senator Oliveira?
Aye.
Senator Oyarzabal?
Aye.
Senator Sanchez?
Nay.
Senator Athena?
Aye.
Senator Sedano?
Aye.
Senator Ubu?
Nay.
Senator Venegas?
Nay.
Senator Vidal?
Aye.
Senator Villalobos?
Aye.
Senator Zepeda?
Aye.
Okay. 17 ayes, 15 nays, and 1 abstention, and with that, motion passes, and... 17-5. Yeah, 17 ayes, 5 nays, and 1 abstention, with that SB 1462 passes. If there are no objections, can we have, I would like to move that we have a 5-minute recess.
Aye, second.
If there are no objections. If there are no objections. Okay, we shall have a 5-minute recess. It's over. That hasn't even started. Let me make a quorum check first. Is everybody back? Let's go ahead and get another quorum check. Senator Aponte? Senator Arana?
Present.
Senator Garcia?
Here.
Give me a second here. Senator Beltran, not here. Senator Blanchard? She was here. Senator Castillo?
She's coming in.
Oh, Senator Blanchard is right there. Senator Diaz? Senator Diaz? Aye, thank you. Senator Fernandez? Senator Fierro?
Here.
Senator Fernandez not here. Senator Garcia? Senator Gonzalez?
Present.
Senator Gurley?
Here.
Hello? Senator Guzman?
Here.
Senator McIver? Also left. Senator Katani? Senator Katani, okay. Oh, apologize. Senator Lee is also not here. Senator Lucero is also not here. Senator Nino?
Here.
Senator Olivera?
Here.
Senator Oyarzabal?
Here.
Senator Sanchez?
Here.
Senator Athena?
Here.
Senator Sedano?
Here.
Senator Serna is not here. Senator Ubu? Did you just leave? Okay. Senator Venegas?
Here.
Okay. Senator Vidal?
Here.
Senator Villalobos?
Here.
Thank you. Loud and clear. Senator Vu is not here. Senator Vuong is also not here. And then Senator Zepeda.
Here.
Okay. The real MVP. Senator, and with that, quorum is now established at 21. Also, give a round of applause to Senator Zepeda for actually.
Senator
And with Senator Katani and Senator Ubu here, quorum is now reestablished at 23. Okay, moving back. So just to give a recap, we just what is it? We just approved hydration stations. We are even I need to get myself updated. And now we shall now move forward with item 7E. Is that Senator Venegas?
I'd like to move item 7A to discuss now.
No, so move 7A. Okay, is there a second? It's been moved by Senator Venegas, seconded by Senator Villalobos to move 7A after 7C. Oh, 7C, because, yeah, after 7C. If there are no objections, we shall move, there's an objection. Senator Garcia would like to defend your objection, if you please.
I feel that we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about this when there's other legislations that we should be talking about, that they have a stricter time deadline as opposed to the student affairs assistance discussion that we're going to have.
Okay, and with that, well, guess what? Okay, and with that, it shall be going into a roll call vote. Senator Aponte? Sorry, the motion before you is to move item 7A after the previous agenda item. So we shall be discussing it next. Aye if you wanted to have it discussed next. Nay if you don't want it discussed next. And then of course abstentions. Senator Aponte?
Aye.
Senator Arana?
Nay.
Senator Garcia?
Nay.
Senator Blanchard?
Aye.
Senator Diaz?
Can
Aye is to whether or not you want to have 7A, which is the student affairs assistance, to be discussed right now, or nay if you want it to be, if you want to continue with the agenda, or the way the agenda is moving right now. Nay. Senator Fernandez.
Nay, I don't want to.
Senator Fierro. Thank you, Senator Fernandez. Senator Fierro.
Nay.
Nay. Senator Garcia.
Nay.
Keep your voices down, guys. Thank you. Senator Gonzalez.
Nay.
Senator Gurley.
Nay.
Senator Guzman.
Aye.
Senator Katani.
Nay.
Senator Nino.
Nay.
Senator Olivera.
Nay.
Senator Oyarzabal.
Aye.
Senator Sanchez.
Nay.
Senator Athena.
Nay.
Senator Sedano.
Nay.
Senator Ubu.
Nay.
Senator Venegas.
Aye.
Senator Vidal.
Nay.
Senator Villalobos.
Aye.
Senator Zepeda.
Nay.
6 ayes, 17 nays, and 0 abstentions, and with that, motion does not pass, and it shall not be moved. Senator Sanchez?
I move to approve 7E, F, and G as a block.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Senator Sanchez and seconded by Senator Rana to approve JL 14002, SB 14064, and SB 14065 as a block. If there are no objections, we shall approve 7E, F, G, which are all these legislations as a block. Okay, seeing none, JL 14002, SB 14064, and SB 14065 is now approved as a block. So just to clarify to our public, that would be the funding for the Fire Kite Tournament, the funding for the student trip for the award ceremony for the WPMD, and that would be the funding for the IPDA Nationals for Fire Pie. Those are all approved.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And there there you go. Moving on to item 7A, Student Affairs Assistant, discussion item for 20 minutes. The Senate shall be informed and discuss about the Student Affairs Assistant position. Senator Nino.
I move to have a pro and con discussion.
Is there a second? It's been moved by Senator Nino, seconded by Senator Fernandez to have a pro and con discussion. Basically, how will this work for everybody that is not aware what pro and con discussion is that as facilitator, there will be, I will only address, how does it work? So basically, like, I will address a pro, and then I will address a con if there is no one either from the pro or the con side afterwards from the pro and the con, and then the discussion will just end from there. Does that make sense for everybody?
Okay.
So, what was that?
And there has to be a pro or con and then somebody else.
So we shall start with, so I will
Okay.
start from the pro side. If there's
Ping
anybody
pong.
to address from the pro side, someone will address from the pro side. Then following that, there will be someone from the con side. Afterwards, if there is nobody from the pro side to address the discussion, we'll just end. Is that correct? Okay. So with that, it has been seconded. If there are no objections, we shall have a pro and a con discussion. I saw Senator Villalobos' hand first. Would you like to defend your objection?
Yeah, I objected because I believe there's, first of all, I have a quick presentation that I could give that would alleviate most of the questions that are currently on the table. And I believe with that, it would forward the conversation with velocity.
Okay, thank you. Seeing that there is an objection, we shall go to a roll call vote. Again, the motion before you is to whether or not but the motion before you is to have a pro and con discussion. Aye is to have a pro and con discussion. Nay is to not have a pro and con discussion, and then abstentions. Senator Aponte?
Abstain.
Senator Arana?
Aye.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Blanchard?
Nay.
Senator Diaz?
Sorry.
Huh?
Staying in the motion.
So the motion before you is to have a pro and con discussion. Aye is to have a pro and con discussion. Nay is to not have a pro and con discussion. Nay. Senator Fernandez?
Aye.
Senator Fierro?
Aye.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Gonzalez?
Aye.
Senator Gurley?
Aye.
Senator Guzman?
Nay.
Senator Katani?
Aye.
Senator Nino?
Aye.
Senator Oliveira?
Nay.
Senator Yarzabal?
Nay.
Senator Sanchez?
Nay.
Senator Athena? Yeah?
I'm gonna say nay.
Nay. Senator Sedano?
Abstain.
Abstain. Senator Ubu?
Aye.
And Senator Venegas?
Nay.
Senator Vidal?
Aye.
Senator Villalobos?
Nay.
Senator Zepeda?
Nay.
Nay. 11 ayes, 10 nays, and 2 abstentions, and with that motion passes. Yeah, motion passes. Yeah.
I call it division
It was
now.
10, 11.
10 to 11?
Motion doesn't pass.
I call division now.
Division, someone calls division, we shall go through it again. Senator Aponte?
Nay.
Nay?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Senator Arana?
Aye.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Blanchard?
Nay.
Senator Diaz?
Nay.
Senator Fernandez?
Aye.
Senator Fierro?
Aye.
Senator Garcia?
Aye.
Senator Gonzalez?
Aye.
Senator Gurley?
Aye.
Senator Guzman?
Nay.
Senator Katani?
Aye.
Senator Nino?
Aye.
Senator Oliveira?
Nay.
Senator Oyarzabal?
Nay.
Senator Sanchez?
Nay.
Senator Athena?
Nay.
Senator Sedano?
Abstain.
Senator Ubu?
Aye.
Senator Venegas?
Nay.
Senator Villalobos?
Nay.
Senator Vidal?
Aye.
Senator Zepeda?
Aye.
Aye. So now it's 12 ayes, 10 nays, and 1 abstention. With that, motion passes, and we shall have a pro and con discussion. So there's 20 minutes. Thank you. So this is how. So that we are going to have a pro and con discussion. So we shall start from the pro side. Is there anybody from the pro side that would have a discussion? Yes.
What is the issue with the proposal?
That's what I'm also quite confused about, but this is the motion what it is. So
Can I clarify?
yes. So,
I think the issue is whether or not there's a pro or a con. At the end of the day, we're just going to be talking about it, and there's no action that we will be taking. So I feel that either talking about a pro or a con will help clarify people's concerns, if it's towards a pro or towards a con, towards the position student affairs technician.
Okay. And if there's any parliamentary procedures, like for example, if there is any point of clarification or point of anything that requires parliamentary procedures, I will address those as a priority. So for example, if there's any questions or any like clarifications, I will address those first. Does that make sense? Okay, Senator.
For clarification, I would like to say that this institution dwells on critical thinking and limiting ourselves to two sides is not in the best interest of the students, as it's limiting certain concerns that don't necessarily abide by those two labels.
Thank you, Senator Yarzabal. Your point is well taken. Are there any other point of clarification at this time? Other than that, we shall take a pro and everything to it. If it makes it harder for everybody to have like any points of discussion, they can also reconsider the motion. Okay. Senator Sanchez?
I reconsider the motion and I move to just open discussion in the regular basis. Yes, or close.
Parliamentarian here?
In order to reconsider the discussion, it has to be from the winning side.
From the what?
From the winning side. So if you want to reconsider the motion, it has to come from the people who voted aye.
Right. So someone from that voted aye would have to reconsider this motion. So currently, right now, we shall take a pro argument on the discussion. Okay.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Clarification. We're taking a pro, I mean, because there are multiple aspects of this item. Pro of the actual job of the student affairs assistant technician?
I'm not so sure, seeing that, wait, who actually made the motion for?
I did.
Yeah, could you actually clarify more what would be more pro and con as far as the discussion?
I mean, really, I'm not too sure whether you guys want to talk about the job description or the process of by which, because I feel like that's what you guys want to talk about is the process of by which the technicians were hired.
Okay, let's see. I can see everybody's hand. So according to what the description says, it is in regards to the actual position itself, not the process. So Senator Villalobos.
Yeah, how can we ask questions? Because it is to inform and discuss. How can we ask questions when it's only pro and con?
If it's that would go through parliamentary procedures, and that would be your point of clarification or point of question. Okay. Granted, and with that quorum, 22. And with that quorum is 20. Is there anybody else that also needs to leave? Yeah. Yourself? You too. And with that 20. Okay, and with that quorum is now reestablished, somebody else needs to leave. 19. And Yasmin. 18. We are at the very edge of quorum. Okay. So what? Huh? Yeah. So are there any clarification that needs to be made as far as this goes? Senator Arana?
Point of clarification. So we're discussing the pro and cons of, like Nino said, reiterate, of the job itself, or like the lack of transparency, etc. on the issue.
That is something I think the maker of the motion would have to clarify for us. For anything.
Well, considering the agenda item says discuss, can't see it. Sorry.
Discuss about the student affairs assistant position.
Right. So that clearly would make it about the student affairs position, not the actual position.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Senator Sanchez?
I move to close pro and con discussion.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded by Senator Sanchez to close pro and con discussion. If there are no objections, we shall close the discussion. Pro and con discussion. Okay?
No, I won't.
Okay. All right, and with that, pro and con discussion has ended, and seeing that there actually is no action on this item, there is nothing to be done. And that's what. Wait, hold on. Is there anybody else that's leaving at this time? Okay, so move to open up discussion.
20 minutes.
For 20 minutes, is there a second? It's been moved by Senator Yarzabal, seconded by Senator Venegas to open up discussion for 20 minutes. If there are no objections, we shall open up discussion for 20 minutes. Okay, seeing none, discussion is now open for 20 minutes. Are there any point of discussion at this time? Senator Villalobos?
Yes, me and I'm requesting 5 minutes to give a presentation.
Considering there is already 20 minutes in the discussion, you may have as much time as you need.
Fabulous, thank you. Can I get help with the presentation?
sorry. Oh, hold on, Senator Villalobos, can you please? Granted, with that quorum was reestablished at 17, and seeing that there is no quorum, it's been advised to me that he actually must have received.
Pretty much we don't have quorum, I could just stop. I know Senator Blanchard actually left herself, so I think she might be back.
Okay. Because again, it's not a matter of whether or not we can continue the meeting. It's just the idea that our staff will only be here for a certain amount of time, and seeing that they can't, that we need them to be here in order for the meeting to even proceed. We need to have them here. So, granted. And with that, sorry, I can see that there is no quorum during this meeting as to the 351 meeting. Sorry.
Does all the items
Yes.
dropped?
No, postponed.
Postponed?
Yes.
It's done.
Yeah, basically.
I'm like, it's not gonna be funny.
You really think, you know, guys, just so you know, what 5 minutes is arbitrary. Okay.